Hey guys, welcome back to Cosmic Drugz. I have an awesome series that I'm going to start doing where I look into murderers, into psychopaths, into serial killers. I'm going to look into them, their story, and also I'm going to be looking at their birth chart. And I'm going to be seeing where could these murderous tendencies be coming out of.
Voices here, voices in your head. Those are energy for men to make it all, make your own.
Today's episode, I'm going to be focusing on Paris Bennett. And we're going to look into what Paris Bennett did, and he actually murdered his 7-year-old sister. And then I'm going to look into his birth chart, and then I'm going to be looking into the transits that were going on the exact day of the murder. And it's wild. You're not going to want to miss it. So let me first play you a little background on who Paris Bennett is. Really quick, before I even play the clip, I want you guys to know that this dude has an IQ of 141. That is very high. He's a genius. He's very smart. And you know, it's crazy because most serial killers are smart. Very educated. And that, I don't know, it's kind of creepy, right? But let me play this clip for you.
It's a crime that is unthinkable. It's called sororicide, the act of killing one's own sister. Their mom says they were inseparable. 13-year-old Paris Bennett was a loving and protective big brother to 4-year-old Ella.
This is sister. Ella loves her big brother and his siblings.
But there were also signs of deep emotional turmoil, as seen in these home movies. A 10-year-old Paris vigorously shakes his baby sister's head.
Hi. Gentle.
Mom Charity showed us this home video in which her son makes this vow. Then it happened. Paris stabbed Ella 17 times with a kitchen knife.
I accidentally killed somebody.
You think you killed somebody?
No, I know I did. I feel so messed up.
Is she breathing right now?
No.
Is she bleeding anywhere?
Yes, she's bleeding all over the bed. Because I stabbed her.
When the autopsy came back, I found out that, Ella had been stabbed 17 times and beaten and choked, and basically my daughter was tortured.
This wasn't 1 or 2 times. 17 times. There was a goal here. What was the goal? The goal was to kill her. And why? His answer may be the most disturbing declaration of sibling rivalry imaginable. I did think that by killing Ella, I could have my mother back all to myself.
Where'd you stab her?
Lots of places.
One aspect...
Okay, let's pay attention to that. He said that his motive for killing his sister was to get the attention of his mother back, all for himself. Now, there are conflicting reasons, like the reason why he murdered her. At first, he said on his 911 call that he saw a demon.
Abilene 911.
Hello?
Abilene 911, go ahead.
I accidentally killed somebody.
You think you killed somebody?
No, I know I did. My sister?
Okay, where's your sister now?
She's in the bed.
Is she breathing?
No, I looked. I feel so messed up.
Okay, calm down, okay? I want you to stay on the phone with me, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what's your sister's name?
Her name is Ella. Ella Bennett.
How old is Ella?
4.
She's 4 years old? How old are you?
13.
Is she bleeding anywhere?
Yes, she's bleeding all over the bed. Because I stabbed her.
What did you stab her with?
A knife.
Okay, where'd you stab her?
Lots of places.
Okay, Paris, where's the knife?
It's on the bed with her. I didn't mean to.
I know, Paris. Okay, I want you to stay calm for me, okay?
And I was hallucinating.
Okay, what? You were hallucinating?
Yes, and I thought my sister was a demon and I killed her.
But then he ended up retracting that statement and said that it was a lie. He wasn't hallucinating, like he really just wanted to murder her. And then the second reason that he gave is that he was sexually molesting her and he didn't want her to tell.
Paris keeps that issue very cloudy. For 5 or 6 years, he was very sadistic. He really got into this story of, yes, I sexually assaulted my sister, and told me about it. But then, you know, around the age of 16 or so, he was like, oh, I was lying to y'all the whole time.
But then he retracted that statement and said it wasn't true. He never sexually molested her.
The lies were shed like articles of clothing. I didn't just simply stop lying all of a sudden. I would stop telling one lie, then I would stop telling another. And after a while, I had stripped myself bare.
And then ultimately it was just to get back at his mother and to get the attention from his mom all to himself. But let's look at his birth chart and remember that reason. He killed his sister so he can get all the attention from his mother. And let's go to his birth chart. Do I have it right here? Oop, right here, guys. So let me just make sure this is on. Okay, yep. So this is Paris Bennett's birth chart. Now, I don't know 100% if this is his correct birth time, but what I like to do to get birth times that aren't known, I use a pendulum. And I first ask it, is the person's birth time AM or PM? I say, is it PM? If it says no, then it's AM. And then I go hourly. Is it 8 p.m.? Is it 9 a.m.? Is it blah, blah, blah? And what I got was this birth time. Now, I'm not going to pay too much attention to the house placements, but I do want to pay more attention to the planetary placements. So let's look at his moon in Leo. What does it mean to have a Leo moon? Your moon rules your emotions. How you feel on the inside. What makes you feel comfortable, emotionally comfortable. When it is in Leo, Leo is all about being the star, the main character, all eyes on you. You want people paying attention to you. You want all the attention for yourself. The negative expression, there are dual expressions for all the signs, good and bad, but the negative of having a Leo moon is that you are extremely selfish and you want only people to care about you.
I spent a lot of time feeling alone as a child. A lot of time feeling left out, not only by my peers, but also by my own family.
See, every time he says, because I've heard him say that before, that he felt alone or left out, I'm always amazed. Like, where did that feeling come from? Because for the longest time, he was my only child. Life revolved around Paris. He was very loved by everybody. I was very present as a mother. How could he have felt that way? Because I remember his childhood completely different.
Okay, but here's the thing. And this is how deep astrological placements runs within you. So it doesn't matter what the mother remembered. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what actually happened. What matters when it comes to your birth chart is what you perceive. Paris had Saturn in the 4th. He perceived his childhood not good. Saturn is a malefic planet. Wherever it is, it's going to put some problems within the house itself. So Paris did not think that he got enough attention, especially with that Leo moon. He did not perceive it. There was never enough attention. He had the negative expression of the Leo moon. That means there's never enough. It doesn't matter if you are given the world. If somebody has a video camera on you at all times, clapping, yay Paris, go, woohoo! It's not enough. It'll never be enough. And I mean, there's a lot of positive things that could be said about having a Leo moon, but we're not focusing on that right now because Paris did not experience it. Let's pay attention to now his Mars, and Mercury in Scorpio. Now, Mars is naturally loves to be in Scorpio. I wish I could make this smaller, whatever. Mars likes to be in Scorpio. It's its second home. But even though Mars likes to be in Scorpio and it's a good placement for Mars, it's not making very good aspects. It's squaring his moon. Mars is your action, your drive. It's the warrior for the sun. And when it's making harsh aspects to the moon in Leo, it's doing dark things, like murderous things. Like, I'm not saying everybody that has a Mars in Scorpio squaring the moon is going to murder somebody. That's just one expression of it. And he wasn't able to control his urges. Mars in Scorpio is also very sexual, like, because Mars also rules sex, and he was really into watching sadistic type porn. And let me play a clip for you. I think I have it saved. Oops.
Charity remembers her desperate struggle to get him the psychiatric help he needed.
Paris had everybody convinced. I would go to these monthly meetings and they were like, he's so intelligent, he's so well-mannered, he's so charming. And I'd be like, you know what, he is. But he also brutally murdered his little sister and gained some sort of sexual satisfaction from that.
I requested a sexual assault exam whenever Ella had the autopsy done, and it came back negative. I didn't know if he'd been molesting her and maybe she was going to tell on him.
What else from the scene helped you in that direction?
Paris had admitted to watching the pornography. He admitted that he got off a little bit on it. And this was right before he kills Ella.
They had forensic evidence of semen.
Semen, yes. I don't know that Ella was a victim herself of sexual assault. And Paris keeps that issue very cloudy. For 5 or 6 years, he was very sadistic. He really got into this story of, yes, I sexually assaulted my sister, and told me about it. But then, around the age of 16 or so, he was like, oh, I was lying to y'all the whole time.
See, and why I think he may have really sexually molested his sister is because he was upfront and honest about it at first. But because he's so smart, he's so intelligent, he has Mercury in Scorpio. Scorpio, even though it's a darker sign, Scorpios are very intelligent. Very intelligent. And I'm not saying that all Scorpios are dark people. It's just a dark sign, there's light and dark. But, so he's very intelligent. You think somebody that's intelligent wants society to view them, though, in that way? He doesn't want people to know that he sexually molested his sister. No, he's smart. He knew that he shouldn't be honest about that. And he lied once before, so maybe he would think people are going to believe him. But honestly, just looking at his chart, I really do think that he did. He may have. Now, this is not fact, I'm just going off speculation. And yeah, so what else I wanted to look at is his Lilith. He has Lilith opposing his sun, opposing Jupiter, and Lilith is a dark asteroid in astrology. And to understand how Lilith is expressed, you have to learn the mythology of what Lilith is, who Lilith is. Now, in mythology, let's look. So what does it say? Lilith is the most famous demon goddess. I actually had something highlighted to say. Hold up one second. Okay, before, I'm not even going to read it. I'm just going to go off like what I already know. Lilith in mythology is known as a baby killer. Baby killer! So Lilith was the first wife of Adam and Eve. Let's go biblical. She was the first wife to Adam, but she ended up leaving Adam because Adam wanted to be like the dominant one, and Lilith was like, no, I want equal rights. And you know, when they were having sex, Lilith wanted to be the one on top. Lilith wanted to be the dominant one. But, you know, I guess that wasn't a thing. So she left Adam, whatever, ran away. And then she started killing children. Like, let's see. Where does it say it? Lilith then ventured forth to kill Adam's children and grandchildren in retaliation and revenge. Like, she killed kids for revenge. And that is what this dude did to his sister. He killed, because it didn't say it in the clip, but he said that he was mad at his mother. And he knew that the biggest way to get revenge against his mom was to kill the only thing that she loved. And that was her daughter. Now, he even contemplated, he was like, should I kill my mom? He was thinking about killing his mom. But he's like, no, like, this is gonna hurt her a lot more. If she's dead, she's dead. She can't feel hurt. But if I kill her child, she'll feel that shit for the rest of her life. And he said that. And, okay, one more thing about Lilith, though. Let's look at his chart the day of the murder. Let's see what transits he had going on. February 5th, 2007. What is the first thing that pops out to you? Let's look right motherfucking here. Lilith conjunct his sun exactly at 17 degrees. Lilith was conjunct his natal sun. Lilith, the dark demon goddess that kills children for revenge, was conjunct his sun, him, his essence, who he is. Now, even though he's a Libra, that goes to show that all Libras are not the same, because a lot of people think, oh, Libras are the nicest sign. Libra, they're so nice, they care about others, da da da. No. Your sun sign doesn't tell you who exactly you are. All the planets play a role. Now, he may have been a Libra, but he's got a lot of dark Scorpio energy. He's got a Leo moon. Very selfish. I just found it wild that Lilith was conjunct his sun the day of the murder. And how I like to view astrology is like, these are archetypes, right? These are real energies, and you could get possessed by these energies. So if you want to look at this day in an esoteric, like, you know, higher vibe way, he was possessed by Lilith. Lilith possessed him, and he fucking killed her. He killed his little sister. Little. She was 7 or 4, whatever it was. Disgusting. He's got Mars coming up on Uranus and Neptune. Uranus is very unstable, all over the place, like causing havoc. Neptune puts you in illusion. You're under a spell. And he was. His actions, his drive, what he was doing was erratic and under an illusion.
One of the reasons why it's so hard for me to talk about how I felt at that time is because I'm completely estranged from who I was then. And now I can't comprehend how I could ever have thought that killing my sister would solve my problems. It's like we're here talking about a completely different person. It's like you're asking me to try to climb inside someone else's head and peer through his eyes and catalog his thoughts. And I realize we're talking about myself, but it doesn't feel like we are.
Dude, it's wild. It is wild. Let's look at some of the other shit he had going on. Now, these are his essential dignities. These are the planets that are strongest in Paris's chart. Now, do you notice anything right off the bat? The 2 strongest planets are both malefic planets. Saturn and Mars are malefic planets. Saturn is the greater malefic. Mars is the, what is it called, lesser malefic. And so he has the two darkest planets the strongest in his chart. And the sun, who he is -9. So I feel like when you have this, your sun -9, you are more drew to the dark because the sun is light. When it's negative, you're more dark. Venus is also negative, love, dark. And I feel like when you have the sun negative, you're more easily possessed too because your will, who you are, is not strong enough to handle all of these planetary placements. Now, so the day of the murder, he had his moon conjunct Venus. Nothing to really see there. I want to look at his Mars though, and his Lilith. So the day of the murder, he had Lilith square Uranus, Lilith square Neptune. And remember what I said about Uranus and Neptune? Erratic, fucking unexpected. Neptune under an illusion. Squaring is like a negative aspect. It's also conjunct his sun, like I said, and Jupiter. Whew. Literally insane. Literally insane. Now let's see. Let's read this. Transit sun, whatever, Pluto. Let's just read this. Your biological urges are powerful right now, but they may be a little out of balance. You think? Try to direct your energies into positive outlets. A new empowering exercise regime or debating team may provide a channel for your pent-up energy. You can enjoy this time of extra energy, but only if you direct it wisely and avoid conflict. Wow, do you think he directed this extra energy wisely? Nah, he killed his sister, bro. Oh, and it says your biological urges are powerful right now. So his biological urge is a dark fuck. Is a dark motherfucker with all this heavy Scorpio energy, a bad moon, just making negative fucking aspects. Not Kanye's best. Not Kanye's best. Now, I think, do I want to say one more thing? I want to make these kind of short because I want to keep people's attention. Did I play this one? Oh, I forgot to play this one. Let's talk about his Leo moon again some more. This is Leo moon. This is Leo moon in the negative.
He didn't want anything to do with my pregnancy. Nothing.
How did Paris adjust with the little sister?
With the day Ella was born, I remember putting Ella in his arms, and he was looking down at her, and I'm like, please, waiting to see what the reaction was going to be. And he had this huge smile on his face, and he said to me, he goes, oh, mama, she's beautiful. And from there, it seemed like we were fine. Flowers and kisses, there you go.
But within the hours and hours of happy home videos, a hint of what's to come.
Mom, what's your least favorite word?
Least favorite word?
Or sentence? Your least favorite sentence?
I don't know.
Now this right here, this comes out because of his Scorpio energy. He has Mercury in Scorpio. Scorpio wants to dig out the darkness in people. He wanted to know what would hurt his mother the most. He wanted to know, what is your least favorite sentence? What is your least favorite word? Because once he found it out, he'd be able to use it against her. And that's what the Scorpio energy does. It finds the person's weakness and it attacks it. It stings it. It goes in for the kill, literally. And, oh, it's literally so insane to me that you could look at somebody's life, what somebody did, a murder that somebody committed, and you could see it. You could see it in their birth chart. If you don't believe in astrology, I mean, I'm sure everybody that's still watching this does, but the proof is in the pudding, my dear. The proof is in the pudding, bitch. It's wild. Let's watch a little more.
95% of the time, they got along well.
Oh.
Did you love your sister?
Very much.
You had no fundamental problem with her existence.
It's a question that I can't give an easy answer to. There were times where I adored my sister. There were times where she was the wind that blew the storm clouds out of my sky. And then there are times where she was the wind blowing the storm clouds into the sky.
Yeah, how
And
can
I'm sure
a baby do that?
I'm not the only sibling who's ever struggled with resentment and jealousy.
Yeah, no, you aren't. Siblings go through that all the time. Mostly, that's more common. But they don't kill their sister for revenge like you do, you little fucking Leo moon, Scorpio, Mars, and fucking Mercury. Dark
I'm not the only
bitch.
person who's ever killed a sibling.
Before the crime, who was Paris?
He just existed in a world of pain. And he had spent so long living in it that he wanted to bring it into other people's lives.
Mars and Scorpio. Mars and Scorpio.
Himself through these drawings.
Mars and Scorpio.
He attributes much of the emotional pain he felt to seeing his mother start using drugs again. Charity had struggled with addiction during adolescence, but she'd been clean his entire childhood until she relapsed 12 months before the murder. Paris is aware of the relapse.
Yes.
How do you know?
Because I told him it was...
Now, he's got fucking, if this birth time is correct, he's got Saturn in the 4th of his family and roots. Saturn puts restrictions. Saturn is a malefic planet. You got problems, bro. You got some problems. Your mother shouldn't be telling a 13-year-old, I relapsed. Come on, dude. Come on, you fucking... I want to know her birth chart.
obvious. Yeah, I wasn't using drugs every day, but I was using them enough to where he noticed that there was a change in his mother.
When you're a drug
How
addict,
do you think it affected him?
It definitely made him angry. I don't deny that.
I get that you were angry. I get that you had problems. A lot of people process those kinds of...
Now, Mars in Scorpio is naturally, it has anger come out a lot easier, like very angry. But what's the difference between Mars and Aries, which is also a strong Mars sign, is Mars and Aries is quick-tempered. They get pissed really fucking quick and like easily triggered. But they'll get over it like fast. Mars and Scorpio, though, they get angry, but they use that anger and they're able to deliberately use it to get back at somebody that made them angry. And they can hold it in. They may not show it, but they feel it. And that anger is fueling this murder.
Of emotions they don't wind up butchering their sibling.
Sometimes it seems like it was a way to get back at my mother, what I perceive to be her failures as a mother, but that answer doesn't really encompass everything. It would be reductive to say that I killed my sister because she was using drugs, when I was trying really hard to convince everyone that I'm just a damaged little boy, please love me. I wanted to shove all the blame onto her and make it seem like it wasn't my fault. And as the years go by, I become stronger. I want to make it very clear that, yes, her failures, her actions formed me into whom I am today, and they did lead to that, but it wasn't the only thing. Because there are thousands of children who have parents who struggle with drug addiction who don't commit murder.
When I relapsed, we did start to see changes in his behavior. However, none of those changes were directed towards Ella. He was angry at me, and it made sense. It was justified anger. I was his mother.
Did you have a plan about what to do to your sister?
Not really, no. I had
He had a plan.
sense that I was going to lash out at someone.
He had a plan.
By fighting
Methodical.
yourself?
Yes.
Why did you lose that fight?
I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that I was so young, that my brain hadn't yet fully matured.
And you had
At no
Lilith on
point
your
did I
sign.
think about the consequences of my actions.
Have you ever thought about, why didn't I stop it?
Yes, I have thought about that.
Because he was possessed by Lilith.
And it was almost as if once I had begun, I couldn't stop. At a certain point, I felt like I was just watching myself. I felt like I was strapped in on a nightmare ride and forced to suffer until the end of it.
When we return, is murder in Paris's DNA?
What
It's
is
in
it
his birth chart.
Everybody in my close, immediate family, what is it with the murder going on?
So apparently, Paris's grandmother actually murdered her husband, his grandfather. So murder kind of does run in his DNA. And I wish I had her birth chart. Maybe I'll try and find it. And I want to know if she has a lot of Scorpio energy, because how she killed her husband was also very methodical. Very methodical. It wasn't just like out of nowhere. Like she planned it and got all of his money, other people's resources, 8th house. So I wonder what her birth chart was like. Maybe I'll look it up and... Come on, I just want to find her birthday. Whatever. I don't think I can... I'm going to look into it. Ooh. I'm going to look into it off the camera, and maybe I'll make a whole new video on her. But, you know, all in all, I just want people to remember that not all people that have dark aspects or bad aspects in their birth chart are going to turn into murderers. You know what I mean? But there is negative expressions for your planetary alignments, and it's up to you as the soul to maintain control. Or are you going to get possessed by the planets? Are you going to get controlled by the aspects that you have going on in your chart? It takes a lot of willpower. But Paris Bennett had no willpower. He had a -9 sun in Libra. He had a moon in Leo that was demanding of attention, and dark Scorpio alignments, placements. So let me know if you would like me to look into any other serial killer or just murderer's birth chart. I was thinking about maybe looking into Charles Manson, maybe even Jeffrey Dahmer, something like that. Thank you so much for watching. Just remember one thing: astrology is the coding to the universe, and never fucking forget it. Bye. The system is not for humanity.